Remember, this is a 90-second report, and we can do it either you volunteer or we select a table, so whichever way you want. We'll try volunteer first. And I would warn you, if you go over the 90 seconds, you're going to have to deal with Dale.
Nobody wants
to go first. All right, table 8.
So again, 90 seconds, and by the way, this is a great opportunity to practice if you can get to the point. What a surprise. Here we go. Good luck.
Table 8 did interviewee and prospective employer. The most important pointers for that person would be to research their audience, make sure they know about the company going in, to organize their message to make sure they know indeed who they should be talking to practice their message using a timer, ironically enough. Make sure they use examples in their speech to talk about previous employment that they've had in the past. And make sure they ask strategic questions so the person understands that they understand the position and what they want to do in the position. Thank you.
Nice job. Woo. That was actually done in 33 seconds.
Hi, I'm representing Table 2.
Table 2.
Table 2 is a salesperson and a buyer and prospect. And here the consequences of a salesperson not getting the point across was that, of course, they won't get a sale. And secondly, that the buyer will not get the opportunity to perhaps improve services or bottom line. Honestly, as a salesperson, I can't say that there's a single thing on the 14 points that wouldn't directly affect any of these people. You have to go in with a plan. You need to know a little something. You really should never go on a cold sales call. You need to know what you're about. So that's my short than 90-second version. Know everything.
That was excellent, very helpful. And as I said, as I walked around to the different tables, if you have a particular tip or a strategy that you've used that you didn't see reflected here, we want to hear about it. This is how we learn from each other. So don't be shy.
Who's next?
Hello, Table 5. We were the delegator and delegatee. The consequences of not getting to the point is that the delegator may end up doing all of the work and may not accomplish their goals. The delegatee would be confused, frustrated, have a lack of focus, and ultimately it could lead to turnover if the delegator is not really able to really get their message sent to their delegatee. We thought the delegator was, you really needed to research, identify the results you're seeking, narrow the topic, and have a call to action we thought was very important. And for the delegatee, on the other side, we thought they should be asking some strategic questions as well so that they really understood what the delegator was asking.
Wonderful. And may I add that as we stand up at each table, please, in the spirit of networking, state your name and your company. So your first name is?
I'm Carneige, and I'm with Colonie Senior Service Centers.
Wonderful. And you get extra bonus points at this table because how many people knew that delegatee was actually a word? I thought that was very impressive. Nobody even questioned, is that really a word? Indeed it is. Kudos. Nice job.
Who's next?
Hi, I'm Robin Haberman with the New York State Funeral Directors Association, and we are table 10, so we were talking about WBC members, which is obviously appropriate to everybody here, and we focus mainly on how important it is to have a really good elevator speech that you can do in 30 seconds or less to make sure that everybody at the table can get their point across, let everyone know who they are and what they're looking for by coming to these, and then making sure everybody at the table has enough time to do the same. And the consequences of not doing that would be that maybe not everybody got to share their message, there might be some missed connections and maybe some lost networking opportunities. So that's what we were pretty much focusing on.
Nicely done. Thank you for that excellent report. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, I'm Tamara from the Bonadillo Group, and we are table 6. So ours was trainer and trainee. And what we came up with was if the trainer doesn't obviously get their point across, they're not going to reflect well on what she's trying to teach, and she's not going to relay the message, and in essence not setting a good example. And for the trainee, they're not learning what is intended, they're not understanding, they're going to lose interest, probably start yawning. So basically, this is what we came up with. They can identify the results you're seeking. We should also organize our message when we're trying to teach, narrow your topic to stay focused, practice your message using a timer and in the mirror. I've done that before and it really helps. Use jargon-free language. Stop with the like, and whatevers. And also use a compelling vocal tone and effective nonverbal language, and ask strategic questions. And number 10, I just want to say something too. When you're listening to Dale, like the first time I met her, it was like, yes ma'am, whatever you say, absolutely. I learned this over the weekend. Hear your voice, use it. It's the tone you use that demands attention.
Thank you so much. I think.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hauser. I'm with Northwestern Mutual, and we were table 9, so ours was the customer and vendor situation. And as the customer being the sender, really the major consequence would be not potentially getting the product or service that he or she wanted from the vendor. And the consequence to the receiver, if the sender was not getting to the point, could be obviously providing the wrong product or service, which could then lead to the consequence of frustration on everyone's part, time, cost definitely, and just an overall generally bad service experience. So there's definitely a cost factor in that. We did find that while several of the things on the back would apply, the customer being very aware of identifying the results that he or she was seeking right out of the gate was very important. Organizing the message that she was conveying, definitely using jargon-free language, and periodically summarizing, listening to the receiver to make sure that they're receiving the right message on the product desired.
I have a follow-up question for you. How would you periodically summarize? What strategy do you like to use, please?
We were just talking about this actually, kind of double-checking, almost we call trial closing, is this making sense, or, are we on the same page, or just quick questions like that to make sure that there's a communication pattern that's being matched on both sides.
Very helpful, thank you.
Sure, no problem.
Good morning, I'm Robin Posson from Schenectady County Community College. I'm representing Table 1, presenter and audience. And since this is such a broad topic here, I like table number 2. I think every one of these 14 items here are absolutely important, especially if you have a group of people who either may not necessarily want to be in the room, but they are forced to be in the room. You want to be able to capture everyone, or at least 99% of them, by putting the point across in the first 30 seconds. Why are you there? What points are you going to make? And then make them. And I also think it's very important to leave time at the end for questions. All too often, I think people try to fill the time with the speech and presentation and all of that, and they don't give enough time to check in with the audience to see if everyone is understanding or if they need more information from you. Another thing, last thing, is props. For me, when I do presentations, I usually bring something that's got a little bit of humor to it, or something that's a little striking that kind of makes you go a little bit. So, and that's it. That's how we organized our talk here at the table. Thank you.
And we have time for one more table. This is the last volunteer. Great.
It's Kathleen Godfrey time.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Godfrey from Godfrey Financial Associates, and Table 3 talked about managers and employees. And when a manager does not effectively get to the point, they lose credibility and respect of their employees. When the employee doesn't get to the point, they lose enthusiasm, they make mistakes, ultimately they could lose their job. So, organizing the message, requesting the results you're seeking, having a call to action would be good things to do.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. Very helpful. Very helpful.